Hello, hello. How are you all doing today? So I'm back again with another important update. So it's not longer a news to us that for a while now there hasn't been consistent electricity in most parts of the country. I'm not here to talk about this to give you as an update, but I want us to actually look at what the deeper issue is. Remember, we live in a country where I don't know, at least for me, growing up, I can't really boast, hit my chest, that there was ever a time in Nigeria where maybe we had electricity so much so that maybe the electricity growing off would be like a taboo. It has always been a question of we being surprised anytime maybe we go straight a month without they taking electricity. I'm sure for those that have had the opportunity to travel all over the world to visit different countries, you know the issue of electricity is not an issue at all. In most parts of the world, they definitely have consistent electricity. So the question now is, you will be asking, we can all agree that, let's say, for some issues, for some diseases, for some problems, that there hasn't been any solution for in the world, it will be like asking too much for our country to be the first to find solution to it. For an issue like electricity, where we all know definitely there are a lot of countries in the world that have resolved this. There are a lot of countries in the world where it's not an issue at all. And we always claim we live in global village, right? That the world is a global village, it's a very small world we live in. And there is diplomatic relationship between countries. So the question keeps begging all the time. How is it that we have good relationship with so many of such countries that have been able to solve these issues? And we all, in fact, our leaders in most cases visit those countries. If we do not have the expertise at home to solve this issue of electricity, one would think by now we probably could have asked for help from other countries to share their expertise with us on how to share or how to resolve this issue. The very fact that we still continue to have the same issue for generation, what does it say? It says a lot about our leadership. And this is not just about the current administration. If you want to blame everything on the current administration, then you're not being sincere at all. You definitely be part of the problem we have in Nigeria. The issue is a deeper issue that we need to look at. If we continue to have power failure, it shows there is infrastructural breakdown and also poor governance, definitely. Because we've seen a lot of times where budget has been allocated for this, and still we continue to have the same issues all the time. So if we're ever going to solve this, I believe if the government is seriously pushing to solve this issue of electricity in our current time, they will solve it. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but we have everything it takes to solve the issue of electricity. I mean, there is blackout in so many parts of the country. This should not be right. 21st century, Nigeria. So anyway, this is another reason why it's very important that anyone that is seeking for a political position in the country should not just come with promises. It's high time Nigerians actually hold them to account. In what sense? There should be debates where they clearly explain how they plan to achieve whatever it is they intend to achieve. Because remember, it's very easy for someone seeking for a political position to just come about, blab, make promises. They know probably no one is going to be able to hold them to account. And it will be so sweetening, so interesting to Nigerians that they'll be so happy to vote for this person because of the promises they are making. But if they know definitely when they come to the public to make such promises, they're going to be held to account. they are going to be made to explain in details how they intend to achieve such promises, I think they will definitely think about it first before making such promises. So let's hope that soon the issue of electricity will be resolved. Now, moving to an even bigger issue that we have, which is still on the issue of insecurity. We know this is an issue we still haven't been able to find solution to. Obviously, some can say the issue of insecurity is not just an issue in Nigeria, it's a global issue that the whole world is fighting against. Absolutely, I agree on that. But what we can also agree on is there are a lot of countries where their citizens can visit every single part of their country, where they can move around freely within the country. Unfortunately, we do not have the same in our country. In fact, the whichever place you feel is the safest place for citizens can be attacked at any time. So, if we want to talk about the state capital, right? Is it Abuja? There are a lot of criminal activities that also do happen sometimes, of course. So that does not mean that the government does not have intention of trying to fight this, but we are saying the government can do better, absolutely. And on that, we know recently that the United States has finally deployed 200 personnel to our country, and they've also sent forward some very advanced drones to support us with intelligence gathering. So I believe these are all positive steps towards fighting the insecurity we are facing currently. And it's very important. This is very important, because we actually want, as citizens, we know we do not have any other country except Nigeria. So we want to be able to work around the country. We want there to be consistent electricity so that even 10 p.m., 11, 12, 1 a.m. at night, if I, as a citizen, feel bored of maybe just sleeping and I feel like, let me just walk around my neighborhood, there should be enough electricity everywhere. I should be able to walk around. I shouldn't be scared of anything because that's my country, because I love my country, right? I should be proud of working around my country. I should be able to walk around my country at night and admire the beauty of my country. That should be the Nigerian spirit. So only our government can support us, can help us to achieve this. So with the deployment of 200 personnel by the United States to our country, we hope and we continue to pray that this is really going to help us in our fight against insecurity. Now, I want to also speak about a very important point, because we need to understand that the insecurity we are having now, while we can't entirely say where those criminal elements are all from, there's no denying the fact that majority of them are Nigerians. So to an extent, we're also contributing to the issues we have in our country. We can continue to blame the government as much as we want. We can continue to try to run away from accountability, not also facing the negative that we have contributed to the issues we have today. As much as we blame the government, we also need to look at ourselves, right? They say, look at the mirror. If you really want to attack the issue, find solution to the issue, look at yourself in the mirror, right? And think, okay, what have I done that contributed to this? Or what can I do that will contribute to resolving the issues we have today? Because I believe every citizen in the country has something to contribute to this. So also in the effort of the government, which at least for this, I commend the government. I believe this is not entirely going to have any direct impact on the issue we have, but indirectly is going to be at least it will increase the morale of the military. The government has just informed the army chief to relocate to Maiduguri, of course. I mean, if there is insecurity in the country, the head of the agency that is in charge of this should be able to monitor everything happening closely, right? So I believe it's an amazing decision. It will increase, like I said, the morale of the military, and they will want to do more to tackle the insecurity that we have today. At least he will be able to be on ground and see things happening. He will be able to come up with a better strategy on how to tackle this. Yeah, absolutely. Unfortunately, we still have some other killings still happening within the country. It's painful, it's pitiful, but we are still praying and we're hoping that government is seeing everything happening and government is truly paying attention, not just doing all this because of the next coming election. Because I know we as Nigerians, which generally us, we can say government. Government is not some sort of institution that was brought from a different country. Still us. We Nigerians were very good at reacting to issues and not trying to fight to find a long-term solution. So it shouldn't just be that government is doing all this just in reaction to everything happening and also to try to impress the international community, right? It should be because the government is genuinely trying to find a long-term solution to all the issues we have. It's very important. So yeah, that being said, let's hope that our military are going to get the support they need, both from external communities and even within the country, to fight the criminal elements disturbing our country all the time. Just a quick note on the issue of power outage we have in the country. Now, I don't know if you've all observed this. For a while now, when the issue in Iran started, the cost of petroleum has been going up. And in return, you see a lot of other businesses increasing the cost of products. This is not the first time it's happening. It's been happening for many years. And it does not only happen in Nigeria, all right? Don't get me wrong. In most countries, when there is instability within the country, it's normal that things go up, right? But the difference is, in some of those countries, they have institutions that try to regulate the prices of goods in such a way that when there is instability and the costs are going up, at a point when there is stability within the country, the cost will start to gradually come down again to a level it was, or even sometimes even lower than it used to be. Why is it that all the time in Nigeria, when there is instability and there is hike in goods, the prices of goods, immediately the whole issue is resolved. The prices don't come down again. Why is that? Please, someone should tell me. Because I keep saying that we are all part of the issues we have in our country. Those that are after immediate profits will see this as something that is good for them. What they don't see is, if I'm selling plantain and I decide to increase the cost of plantain because I need to travel somewhere to get where I need to get my plantain, or maybe simply because there's been increase in fuel, right? There's been increase in petroleum. There's been increase in transportation fare. All right, I also decided to increase the cost of my plantain. What is stopping me from reducing the cost when there's reduction in the cost of petroleum, if not great? Then later, we blame everything on government that things are so expensive in the country. Whereas when things are meant to come down, we do not contribute in any way to make, we're not even sincere to ourselves to use the right price to sell goods to our own citizens, to our fellow brothers and sisters. So how exactly are we not contributing to the issues we have in the country? It's very important to look at ourselves first and think, in what way are we part of the issues we have today? And what can we do to reduce it? All right. I've heard someone say before that a word is enough for the wise. Well, I believe we have a lot of wise people. Probably 95% of Nigerians are very wise. Well, the remaining 5%, let's leave that to judgment of all of you. So I believe that the wise ones are really going to think about this carefully and do the right thing. All right, thank you guys. Have a wonderful day.